Bama hosting Texas, and Bama are 7-point favorites. The over-under is at 54.5 or 53.5. Bama are minus 310 on the money line, and Texas are plus 245. This is going to be one of those games where it's a difference of a half a point, and you don't think a half a point is going to be a huge deal, but when you bet, the difference between a half is the difference between a win and a loss. So use a site like VegasInsider.com. It'll allow you to compare all the sportsbooks pricings all in one place. It's totally free. And if you like the over-under in this game, someone may have it a half a point lower. Someone may have it a full point lower. If you like the money line on this game, someone may be 20 or 30 bucks for more value for whatever team you want. You just have to shop around. And when it comes to gambling, and especially with college football, shop around. Now, head-to-head, they've played twice. Bama is 2-0. Bama won that nail-biter last year, 20-19. And for whatever the reason is, I knew that the game ended on a field goal. I just swore that Texas had beaten Alabama in that game. But I remember Bama were, I think, only like 3.5-point favorites in that game, and they didn't cover. Oh, no, they were 21-point favorites in that game, and they did not cover. So Texas brought everything that they had. The last game they played, Bama won 20-19, and the game before that, Bama won 37-21. Now, with the transfer portal and all this kinds of stuff that we have going on, Texas is still a big name, and you will hear me say this a lot in a couple of teams' videos, that Texas and Notre Dame, to me, are the two schools in college football that are the equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL, where every year they believe it's their year. Now, I do believe when Arch Manning actually takes over this team, we may see something different because that Manning name will hold a little bit more power to it, especially when it's a Manning and Texas. So, Bama is 2-3-1 against the spread. They are 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games. Texas is 7-3 straight up in their last 10, and they are 3-6 against the spread. Now, Bama closed out their season last year, beating KSU 45-20, beating Auburn 49-27, beating Austin Peay 34-0, beating Ole Miss 34-24. That was the closest game that they had. They played Middle Tennessee State earlier this season and ran them off the field, beating them by 49 points. And for Texas, they beat Rice by 27 to start the year. They were 35.5-point favorites. They lost to Washington 27-20. They beat Baylor 38-27, beat Kansas 55-14, and then lost to TCU 17-10. So when I'm reading these off, it's just to kind of see like comparable. And I understand that these teams have changed dramatically over the course of a year because Bama loses so many players to the draft, and then they have to replace the players that they lost, and it's early in the season, so these teams may not start to gel yet. I'm going to take Bama with the money line. I am going to take Texas getting the points. I do think that this is going to be another one of these close games. And I'm going to go over just because I have a feeling that it's early in the season, and when Alabama plays a quality team, there tends to be a lot of points because this is going to be a show-me game to see what the defense can actually do. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.